All right.
Interocular lenses.
You may proceed at any time you'd like.
Thank you, sir. And very eloquently told. You may proceed. I am going to call to order the Thursday, November 10th, 3:30 p.m. Park Board meeting for November. And we have almost everybody here. Hannah Kitts is absent excused. And I don't see, maybe Nick is calling in, but he will be here soon, I'm sure. So there is one slight tweak to the agenda, and that is we will have the Riverfront Park Committee report first in the committee reports ahead of urban forestry because Nick needs to go to another event there at work. So we will first ask for any public comment, and I don't see anybody in the audience. Much smaller crowd today. So park board members, you see there are 9 pieces on the consent agenda. Is there anyone who would wish an item removed for discussion from the consent agenda?
Nope.
Hearing nothing, I will move that the consent agenda be adopted as presented. Is there a second?
Second.
I'll second that, this is Sally.
Thank you. We have 2 seconds. That's great. Barb and Sally. Any further discussion? All in favor of the consent agenda as presented signify by saying aye and raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Opposed? All right, the consent agenda passes. Now we have with us from the Spokane Youth and Senior Centers Association their quarterly update with Anna Everano. Anna.
Hello.
There she is, yes.
All right. Well, thank you for having me. I'll go ahead and share my screen real quick and get the report up. Okay. Okay, are you seeing that?
Yes, we are. Very nice picture.
Oh, very good. Okay, so let's just get right into it. Here's the 2022 quarter 3 Siska Center highlights. Association members are Corbin Senior Activity Center, East Central MLK Community Center, Hilliard Senior Center, Mid-Center Concerns Senior Center, Northeast Youth Center, Southwest Spokane Community Center, Project Joy, Cinto Senior Activity Center, Southside Senior and Community Center, and West Central Community Center. Oh, I have a little preview here. Oh, I don't have my totals on here for some reason, but I have them on my printout. Yeah, so the year-to-date attendance totals, I have 151,753. And then the year-to-date volunteer hours, I have 21,386. And we'll go to the senior programs. All right, the Hilliard Senior Activity Center. They have a senior fitness class that continues to be popular around the center. HSC continues hosting fun special events like the Senior Jamboree. They have day and overnight travel trips. Daily recreation and activity programs and services continue to grow with Wii bowling and social card games. Over at the Corbin Senior Center, it looks like they have a new executive director, Claudia, I'm gonna kill that last name, Auerkirk. They received a $40,000 grant from Marie Lamfrom Foundation. The Senior Action Network of Eastern Washington built 9 raised beds for Corbin's Gardening Club. They did a spruce up with new paint and artwork, had a fall fashion show in October. Veterans Day lunch scheduled, looks like for tomorrow. And Friendsgiving luncheon on the 23rd of this month, and a Christmas lunch and art fair, hosting 14 different vendors in December, it looks like. Mid-City Concerns had their second annual Monster Mash costume contest. Well, there's a picture of the contest participants. Looks like they had a center picnic at Manitou Park and 3 grand prize winners for a Wii tournament. Looks like they're having fun. Project Joy, during the third quarter of 2022, continued to provide entertainment to care centers and the retirement community. In September, they built a 2022-23 performance season and have added a few new performers and venues. And it looks like their performance, number of performance continues to grow. Included here are pictures of the 2022-2023 Advisory Council elected in September and a few of the performers who provided entertainment during the third quarter. And they continue to receive feedback from the care and retirement community about the positive impact their entertainers have on the residents. I have a couple centers that did not get their information in time, but I'm sure they will bring that forward. Here at West Central, we've got some pictures here of the kids playing with a police activity league. They took several field trips. There's a picture of one down at Riverfront Park where they got to learn the history of the Spokane area in the Ice Age via activity and instructors, and they got to go kayaking at Fish Lake in Chile. Southwest Spokane Community Center. Looks like they had fun with Parks and Rec also. Looks like they went kayaking also. They had fun at Coeur d'Alene Park and won first place in a cross-country tournament, it looks like, against 6 other schools. And that's it. I would like to also thank you for your continued support for youth and senior recreation programs and services. We certainly benefit from that here. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Well, we know that you all do very good work, even if the groups didn't get all their reports in. I have to say, it's very nice to look at those pictures of fun in the sun when it's so cold outside. Yeah. So keep up the good work, and we'll hope to hear more from those other groups in the future. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, Mark Buning, are you ready with your financial report and budget update?
I am ready. Good afternoon, everybody. Let me,
Hi, Mark.
excuse me, my voice is a little hoarse today, so let's see here. All right.
I can never say the right chords.
Okay. Can everybody see that okay?
Yep.
All right. So let me start off. I'm gonna, sort of sound like a little broken record here, but again, we're seeing a lot of the same patterns in October as we've seen for the rest of the year. As I've mentioned several times in our past meetings, these current financials are being compared to a budget based on a 2-year prior average, and we know, of course, that the last 2 years have been anything but typical, with much lower levels of activity than the current year that we're in 2022. We'll see here in the Park Fund, the 2022 actual expenditures and revenues will both be higher than the budget that's presented, the budget average. And again, this reflects a much more typical year as parks activities resume their more normal levels. And I also want to mention again, again, we've heard this lots of times, that inflation has had a noticeable impact on our overall level of expenditures, particularly on items such as fuel, fertilizers, anything petroleum-based, building materials, and particularly our temp seasonal labor. So with that little caveat, as we move forward, we'll look at our first graph here. And in this first slide, we see a comparison of 2022 actual expenditures compared to the historical 2-year average budget. We see that year-to-date expenditures are quite a bit higher than the budgeted average, but I want to remind everyone this includes the $1.25 million transfer that was made earlier in the year to Fund 1950 for parks, for parks capital, capital repair and replacement, and our other capital programs. If that $1.25 million is factored out, our 2022 expenditures are above the budget average by about 25% or $3.4 million. You know, again, reflecting that more normal level of program activity and a resumption of more current, more normal levels of program activity and revenue and expenditures. And again, if there's any questions, I move through this, just interrupt. Otherwise, I'll kind of click through these fairly quickly, pretty fast. Our second slide here shows our year-to-date revenues compared to our historical budget average. Our actual revenues exceed the budget average by about $2.7 million, or about 17%. However, compared to last year, our 2022 revenues exceed the year-to-date 2021 revenues by about $1.6 million. So there's been, you know, again, reflecting a lot more of that program activity that we're seeing this year. Our third slide, we see a comparison of our year-to-date revenues to our year-to-date expenditures. We see that total revenues exceed total expenditures by about $140,000. If the $1.25 million capital transfer is factored out, the year-to-date net revenues is approximately about $390,000 less than last year at the same point in time. At this point, is there any questions about the Parks Fund? Otherwise, we will move to the Golf Fund. Okay. Our first slide for the Golf Fund, we see that year-to-date expenditures are above the historical average by about 11%. And our actual operating expenditures are about $100,000 over last year, reflecting a lot of those inflationary increases in labor, fuel, and fertilizer, and also a significant increase in capital investment compared to last year. Furthermore, year-to-date debt service payments on the SIP loan used to upgrade the irrigation system increased over $200,000 over last year. So, and capital expenditures on necessary renovations are up about $256,000 over 2021 at the same point in time. So, our next slide here shows our actual total revenues. This, again, noting that this includes the facility improvement fee, are above the historical budget by about $270,000. Total revenues now exceed 2021 year-to-date revenues by about $336,000. We were playing catch-up for a good part of the year, but we've caught up and surpassed the 2021 total. And our last slide here, we see the comparison of total actual revenues to total actual expenditures. And we see that revenues exceed expenditures by about $1.9 million. And again, this does include the facility improvement fee. Overall, the total year-to-date net revenues is approximately $238,000 less than the same time last year, due primarily to the higher debt service payment. Everything else, our operating costs actually are about exactly the same as where they were last October at this point in time. So, are there any questions about anything I've presented so far at this point for the Park Fund or the Golf Fund?
I have a question, Mark, and maybe this is more related to Jerry than to you, but at one point, Mike Green was using organic methods to reduce the costs of fungicides and things needed to maintain the greens and the lawns in the courses, and there was some some savings in that. So I wondered if we're still doing that?
As far as I know, Ben is working directly, you know, he'll connect with Mike. Mike is back in town.
Okay.
So there have been some times, but Ben is pretty much following wherever we can. We did have a little problem at Qualchin with some of the mold
Yeah,
and that type of thing. So we had
wildlife.
To, yeah, so we had to adapt and adjust to a different type of fungicide.
Okay,
But
right.
particularly where we can, we do that.
Yeah, great, thanks. Okay, any other
Thank
park,
you, Jerry.
any other park board members have questions? All right, well, thank you, Mark, for your financial report. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we have no special discussion action items, and as promised, we're going to move right into committee reports, and we're going to let Nick Sumner go first with Riverfront Park Committee. Hello, Nick.
Hello, thank you. There's some construction going on behind me, so I apologize if you hear banging. But we do have an action item. It's going to be presented by Nick Hammond.
The Nick and Nick Show.
We're tag team in this one.
Nice.
All right, so we have an action item today before you. I'm actually standing in for Barry Ellison. He can't be here with us today. He's feeling a little under the weather. And I know, I always get excited about a Barry presentation, but you got me today, so. Wah, wah. All right, so the butterfly. In 2021, we know the butterfly. It got blown off of its pole. And so we've been working to restore that. I won't go into great length about the detail. I think you've heard that many times. But we're here today, and we're really excited to say that we have a construction contract that we're presenting for you. So a couple images here for some of the design work that's been done over the last year or so, really to take these butterflies to a new, this butterfly to a new level. And that is a brand new frame, that is a brand new set of fabric, that is a new mechanism, how it mounts to the top of the post so that it can withstand a higher wind load, which is well beyond hurricane force winds at this point. About 103 miles per hour is what this thing is engineered to be able to withstand. And all sort of new components. So we really want to have a resilient structure here. There's quite a bit of engineering that has gone into this structure. I mean, a ton of engineering that has gone into this structure with Kaufman Engineers. It's been a labor of love for them. So building it is something we looked at and said, how can we do this? Can we bid this and get just a low bid contractor and off we go? We were a little concerned about quality control here. And so we asked, rather than a blanket bid, we asked for RFPs to a technical proposal that included a technical proposal, a management proposal, a cost proposal, and then that sort of is calculated to give us a grand total for an award. We had a number of contractors that were interested in this. Through the process, we did receive only one response to the RFP. That's from Westland Construction Incorporated. They are highly qualified to perform this work. They did get us a letter of submittal. They did provide a pricing proposal. That is a cost of about $243,000 plus tax, so that works out to about $266,000 to construct this improvement. They have an extensive technical proposal, and they are including a subconsultant in Guildworks, who you're probably familiar with, is the same consultant that designed and built the shade sails at the pavilion.
Yes.
And they were involved with the original butterfly fabric design. And if you remember the original butterfly, they didn't redesign all of the metal frame, but they have now here. So we have a very highly qualified firm that is proposing as a part of this, and a management proposal is included as well. And really what they'd like to do is they'd like to begin fabrication over the winter. They'd like to come out in the spring at some point, and by summertime have this butterfly back up and flying for us. So that is the proposal that's before you. Happy to answer any questions, but we're really looking at a butterfly construction fabrication process for about $266,000. And the only thing I would add is that $125,000 of that, $225,000 is included in our wind fund. So the council funds that were allocated to parks to repair wind damage is covering the bulk of this cost, with a portion of about $40,000 being covered by excess bond funds. So this should not hit our general park fund budget.
Okay, great. And I know we have some new park board members who have come on since this butterfly accidentally flew off its stanchion. So just to provide information, am I right in remembering, Nick, that the actual original butterflies of Expo had flexible wings? They didn't have the pole all the way around the outside edges to allow the wind to pass through, so that although they could lift, they wouldn't take off.
That's very
Yeah.
true. And we are going back to that design
Exactly.
with this
So
improvement. So we
more-
won't
more
see that
original.
solid frame anymore. You will see a frame on the top and then no frame on the bottom will allow that flexible wing to happen.
Yep. So, Park Board members, any questions? Yes, Christina?
Just curious, Nick, is this in line with what you all had anticipated it would be, or is it plus or minus percentage of what you had anticipated?
So the cost proposal here is higher than we expected, Christina. We expected, well, when I say we, I mean our engineers, initially expected something on the order of about $160,000, $170,000. The other two bidders that ended up not bidding this project were both going to submit proposals for over $300,000. So the proposal we did get does reflect the market value, the lowest cost that we could achieve for this project. So while it's not as cheap as we would want it, it is within our ability to fund.
And I think some of that increase reflects just what's happened in construction in general over the past year, but also there was a lot more engineering that had to go into this butterfly to get it flying and yet keep it attached than initially thought. So
Yeah.
this is really, truly next generation butterfly.
It is, and we're looking at a 30% year-to-year escalation in construction right now, and so that estimate is a year and a half old, so we're probably seeing the bulk of that coming right from material and availability increase.
I think one thing too, Nick, would you mention the warranty that we talked about in Riverfront Park? You know, we talked,
Yeah, so the
about-
fabric of this, on this shade sail that is being used to construct the butterfly is a 10-year warranty on that material. And so as a part of this, that material is going to be a robust warranted product. So any materials and any defect in materials and manufacturing, of course, be warranted for a period of a year or so by the contractor. But then we have a material guarantee for the fabric itself, which is really the wear and tear product on this assembly.
right, thanks.
Barb?
Hi, Nick. The original designs had lighting to them. This isn't lit, is it?
This is not including new lighting,
Okay.
no.
Okay. Thank you.
And Bob?
But we did talk, Barb, about, once it's set up, looking at something possibly, and Joan Moog could speak to this as well, but we did talk about maybe having some uplighting, you know, down at the base or enhancing that base.
Yeah, and it's really important to remember here that in order for us to use these wind funds, what we cannot be doing is adding a bunch of other things.
Right.
Because they're here to return what we had. Now, we could always follow up and add in a small contract some lighting if that was desirable. And I know Barry has really been working with the Papillon folks as a part of that easement to potentially bring something like that. So that would be separate from this. This would really be limited to the butterfly itself.
Right.
And Bob?
Nick, would there be any cost efficiencies if at some point in the future, if we wanted to fundraise for more butterflies? I know at one point there was a group of people wanting, did we have 4, I think, at the original expo, or?
Was it 5 or 4?
Okay,
Yeah.
getting back to that kind of a number. So could there be some design or engineering efficiencies that we've already designed it, so we?
There are. Yeah,
Spend
you know,
some
the
money.
engineering costs on this are really quite high for a product because of the dynamic nature of it. That's been paid for. So we have a set of plans and drawings that would already allow us to bid and construct additional butterflies. So all we would really need to do in future design drawings is say, here's where it's going to be located, and this is how big the footing would be. The remainder of the work is already done. So we can reuse that. That is our property. So that's a $100,000 plus worth of savings on the next butterfly.
And we're still taking donations for the butterflies, right?
Oh, yes.
Thanks, Nick.
Sure.
Any other questions? Back to you, Mr. Sumner.
All right. Thank you, Nick, for presenting that. I would like to make a motion to accept the Westland Construction Riverfront Lilac Butterfly Fabrication and Installation Contract in the amount of $243,884 plus tax.
All right.
Second.
Barb seconds.
All right. Any further question or comment? call for the vote. All in favor say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. All right. Also in Riverfront Park, we had a great conversation concerning how can we tell the story of the railroads in Riverfront Park, and had a number of folks come in and present what could be kind of our next, how do I say it, kind of piece that we could add to the park that would really help them understand, the clock tower and what the clock tower actually used to be a part of, using a really high scale, very not deliberate, but just
Detailed.
I can't think of the word I'm trying to use. A model, basically, of the building that used to house the clock tower, used to be the train depot, to really help tell that story, and possibly utilizing the clock tower as the location for that. So definitely more to come with that conversation, and when it's ready to come in front of the board, I'm sure it will. John also presented the Riverfront Park monthly operating information, and things are going well. They're making ice now, and from what I read today, I believe it's supposed to open on the 21st. Don't quote me on that, but I know that the ice is coming soon. This weather obviously is very conducive to good ice, so looking forward to seeing a bunch of people skating on the ribbon. And our next meeting, I have that right in front of me. Hold on here. Will be December 5th at 4 p.m. And thank you very much, Jennifer and Garrett, for the flexibility. I truly appreciate it.
Hey, no worries. Best of luck for all you got going on today. All right. Kevin Brownlee,
Thank you.
Urban Forestry.
Thanks, Jennifer. The Urban Forestry Committee met on November 1st. There were two main agenda items. The first was an update of the park's arborist position that's been split between parks and development services. This is the one that's been inspecting and permitting on non-parks, non-city properties. And the good news is that Development Services has done training now and has taken over most responsibilities, and that has freed up the park staff to focus on park properties again. And the second item was the update to the arboricultural specifications and standards. And these are the standards that contain all regulations for tree work in parks and other publicly owned properties. Effort is to make the document more concise and user-friendly. And Urban Forestry is currently taking feedback from arborists and landscape architects on that. And that document will be revised and come back as an agenda item to Urban Forestry and then ultimately to the Park Board for approval early next year. And the Urban Forestry Committee will meet again on November 29th at 3:30.
Thank you, Kevin. All right. If there are no further questions, we'll move on to golf and Jerry Sperling.
Oh, thanks, Jennifer. Yes, golf met on Tuesday, November 8th. We met here at City Hall as well as virtually. And we have 3 action items that you've seen and approved through our consent agenda. However, I would like to share one of the main action items, and that's in reference to Mark Gardner. He's the golf professional at the Creek Qualchin, and his contract was up for renewal as of 1/1/2023, as written for a 5-year extension clause. Mark has exercised the option to his contract to extend for, as we put it, the final 5 years. We're excited to have him continuing to be the golf professional at Qualchin. He has held that position for 30 of his 33 years.
Wow.
The first 3 he began at Downriver. So probably quite a young pup at that time. But anyway, he has a list of accomplishments that are included in your packets, and I hope all of you will take the time to look through those. However, he was inducted this year into the Pacific Northwest PGA Hall of Fame. What an accomplishment, and congrats out to Mark. With his many accomplishments, however, he needs to be recognized from what we believe and follow, growing the game of golf in this community and beyond. The pluses on the list include the first tee, junior instruction, and now at Qualchin, we call it the Silver Tee, which is a group of seniors in that area. So we are pleased to have Mark with us in the Parks and Recreation for his final 5. We decided as a committee that we weren't going to bore the board with our roofing projects. However, I would like to say Downriver is battened up for the winter. We have no more leaks. And we also finally finished the irrigation project. And Nick Hammond's here to back and thank for irrigation project. The final irrigation system pump station, if you will, is above ground and it's all secure, and we are ready for the spring. What I'd like to say to everyone out there, though, the courses now are preparing for winter, and indoor activities will be at all 4 clubhouses, but you need to call ahead to find out the times. They're going to be selling passes for stocking stuffers, as well as products that they have on sale in the clubhouse. Our next meeting is going to be Tuesday, December 6th at City Hall and virtually.
Great.
Thank you.
And there is a major tree takedown needed at Downriver because of the beetle problem.
Yes.
When does
yes.
that start?
I'm going to have Garrett speak to that because we have something new that we have added to Parks and Rec Department, and Garrett's well-versed in Eric.
Well, we have a great relationship right now with the Spokane Fire Department. So they have a new position on board. It's the Urban Wildland Interface Manager, and has a lot of experience in timber management and native management around fuel mitigation. So he's been a great partner. So right now we're working on a request for bids for that work, and we need to perform this work before the weather starts getting warm again next spring. So we're going to see a lot of that activity over the winter months, and then we'll also want to be proactive in the communication as well. Again, this could be above 200 trees, so that could get quite a bit of attention, but it's really about maintaining the good, healthy trees that we have. And then also we have the conservation lands that expand further than the golf course, and we just don't want that beetle issue to spread. And this gentleman, Nick Jeffries, with his support, is already potentially saving us hundreds of thousands of dollars with some alternative methods and approaches to be able to handle this.
Thanks, you guys. I just wanted to bring that up because if the public sees us taking major trees down in Downriver, we're not logging all of a sudden. We are engaging in pest management, and it's our responsibility to do that again so that that does not spread.
Well, and I think we mentioned in golf, Jennifer, we talked about the age of the trees. You know, Downriver, Jason could probably help me there, but it started in the late 1800s, I think, that course. Am I right, Jason?
1916,
Oh, 1916, okay, well.
Way back there.
close. Anyway, it's way back. But the point being is we have a lot of distressed older trees. If you think of the weather that we have had, we had, huge high temperatures.
Yeah.
And those trees in all of our courses did not, they're designed to survive with nature and the weather that we get from the rain. But we had such dry situations, and now with our new irrigation, we are trying to conserve and save on water in one perspective, because you want pines to be able to survive on their own. If we overwater them, which we do in our parks sometimes, they're more habitual to fall over, during storms and that type of thing, because the root structures are not that strong. So anyway, I think there's, a variety of things that we'll bring forward with the beetle charge, if you will.
Yeah.
But also in removal of some of the specific trees that maybe aren't even affected by the beetles.
Right. So
Okay.
again, a lot of management going on.
Thanks.
Of our assets there in trees and golfing. All right, Land Committee, Greta.
Yes, Land Committee met.
Can you lean forward into the mic? We can't hear you.
we met last week, and we had 3 action items, which all.
Still can't hear
showed
you,
up
Greta.
on the-
Try turning up your volume a little bit. One more time, third time's a charm.
Hello?
Okay,
Better.
better.
You can. Okay, well, I will yell. We had 3 action items that all appeared on the consent agenda. And we also had a discussion item. It was Avista visited to present their Metro to Sunset Transmission Rebuild Project, which is on the bluff, on kind of the north portion of the bluff, roughly south of I-90 and east along 195 near 11th Avenue. And they're going to be replacing 13 wood power poles with steel power poles. And they came to talk to us and discuss site restoration and other access roads and things like that. We asked them to please loop Friends of the Bluff in to the conversation, and we also asked them for a map showing where this planned work is going to be and who owns the property. And I don't know if we've received that map from them yet. So that is my report, and the next Land Committee meeting is 3:30 on Wednesday, November 30th, either by WebEx or at Sister City Conference Room in the first floor of City Hall.
Thank you, Greta, and thanks for putting up with our
Sure.
request for you to
Sorry
shout.
about the, sorry about the volume.
All right. Okay, Sally, you might have to speak up for recreation.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. We met following land last week, and we did not have any action items, but we had awesome discussion and recreation report information. And Jennifer Papich is here with us today to share just some really top highlights on some of the information that was shared at our meeting. I would like to make sure we bring forward the great work that she and her team are doing. I'm going to turn this over to Jennifer.
Thank you, Sally. Sarah, I just wanted to make sure, do you want me to show my slide, or are you going to do that?
She says she can.
I guess I can do that. Hold on. Let me go here. All right, can everybody see that okay?
Yep.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, well, really quick, I just want to share some highlights from the Recreation team, or Recreation Committee meeting. So, Recreation in Q3, we saw 159,893 participants in our programs and open swims. We had relatively about the same amount of programs as 2021 Q3, but we saw a 109% increase in participation. So what we are doing right, and everybody's coming to participate. So we could not be more excited about that. For our SEEK final report, this is just the very high level details. In the full Recreation Committee notes are all the little breakdowns of this information. But we are happy to report that we served 724 Spokane area youth directly through our 3 SEEK programs that we ran through Spokane Parks and Recreation this past summer, and we will be getting reimbursed a little over $101,000 for our efforts through the SEEK Fund. So that was a wonderful program that we were so happy to participate in. Next, we wanted to share that the new Liberty Park Disc Golf Course is almost fully completed. All the 18 baskets have been installed, and it is our most accessible disc golf course to date. There's full pathway around the entire course in comparison to Sakani and Highbridge and Downriver. Currently, it is the most accessible course. We're very proud of that, and the full completion is scheduled to be in spring of 2023. And also, I have to give some kudos to Barry Allison for this as well. The Dwight Merkle synthetic turf is ready for play. He was a project manager on this. The project has been substantially completed and lined for football, soccer, and lacrosse. And Tuesday, November 1st, the first group was out there using it, and it's already used in action. So it's beautiful, and we're so excited about this new addition.
Great.
And last but not least, we have Spokane Speed Games at the Podium. That's going to be a free event that's happening Saturday, December 7th. And at this event, Spokane Parks and Recreation is going to be there promoting with Skyhawks and promoting our winter activities that we have going on in the Podium. And those will all be showing up in our winter activity guide, which is scheduled to be out right around December 1st. And that's going to be mailed out. That's all I have. Thank you so much, Sally.
Great job. Thank you, Jennifer. I hope everybody enjoyed that. Just amazing things coming out of recreation from Jennifer and her team. Our next meeting will be following Land on November 30th at 5:15, and it will be a hybrid meeting also.
Thank you, Sally. Oh, Barb has a question.
Jennifer and Sally, Saturday is not December 7th, it's December 10th, I believe. So you may want to make that change on the poster for promotion.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know. I absolutely will do that. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what extra eyes are for.
That's what it's
Well
Aren't you
done,
glad
Barb.
we're paying attention? All right.
so intriguing.
Okay. Great report, and it's great to see all the things that are happening. That is the rec part of Spokane Parks and Rec, and I have to say, when you hear about Dwight Merkel and the fields going down and being ready for play, here's an example of city government where things happen on time and on budget. Okay, moving on. Bob Anderson, speaking of finance.
Yes, let's speak of finance. Finance Committee met Tuesday, November 8th at 3 p.m. in the hybrid format. Earlier, the Parks 2022 budget was approved at the October 24th special meeting. There were no action items at Finance. Mark Bunig presented the October financials, which followed the established 2022 year-to-date performance. Operating revenue increasing, but less than operating expenses. Transfer revenue, which is budgeted at 72.5% of Parks 2022 revenue budget, has not kept pace with inflation and rising costs. Parks 2022 projected year-end physical position, it does remain positive, while the 2023 budget, which we just approved, has projected expenditures exceeding revenue. I think, as we all know, this is a trend that needs to be corrected. The committee discussed a suggestion by President Ogden to host a board retreat centered around increasing revenue generation sometime after the first of the year. The next Finance Committee meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, December 6th at 3 p.m., and that will be at a hybrid format also.
And why not go right into Development and Volunteer Committee?
These are very simple. The DVC and the DVCAC did not meet during October. Their next scheduled meetings are November 16th at 3 p.m. for the DVC and November 17th at 4 p.m. for the DVCAC. Both meetings again in hybrid format.
Great. And I note that Kelly Brown is in the audience, and thank you again, Kelly, for taking care of things behind the scenes for us, as you always do. You do a great job. Okay, so my president's report is going to talk about terminology, and just very quickly, at the last board meeting we had on the 24th, when we were looking at a possibility of a dog park in Lincoln Park, the terms conservation lands and natural lands were bandied about, and there were misunderstandings about what was allowed under each. And we're getting feedback. Whoops. Oh, maybe it's Sally. There were misunderstandings about what the definitions were, I think, a little bit, or at least the edges, the boundaries of those were being mushed a little bit. So I have asked Nick to prepare a glossary of terms that we can include with our master plan and our dog park guidelines, just to make sure that we're all clear. But while our park board members, while you all are out in the community, I just wanted to give a Reader's Digest version, high-speed, low-pass, over what two of these main areas of confusion are. Conservation lands, lands that are set aside to be preserved as they are, as natural lands untouched, place the priority, and I got this from Nick, thank you, awesome examples, place the priority on wildlife, flora, and fauna. Humans are secondary, and if the public wants us to put in hiking trails and playgrounds and conservation lands, the answer is too bad. Sorry, we can't, because the priority is the wildlife and the flora and the fauna, leaving it as it was. And usually that's because it's sensitive or it's unique, there's something special about it. Natural lands is really more of a descriptor, and when we talk in the dog park guidelines about dog owners wanting a natural area, well, of course they do. They don't want a concrete jungle to walk their dogs in. They want trees and birds and flowers and grass and things to see. We are taking care of, after all, the humans there who are there to exercise and socialize. And you're right, the dogs don't care what their environment is, but the humans do, and those are the people that we serve. And so they deserve a natural environment. And so in that aspect, natural area is a descriptor, meaning not concrete, but a natural environment indicative of what we have here in the Columbian Plateau. And when you talk about natural lands, that's really also more of that descriptor, reflecting that natural environment. And in natural lands, wildlife, flora and fauna, and people are all on the same playing field, literally out in the field, and so they are equal. So there we can put in hiking trails, playgrounds, dog parks, what have you. And that is the business of Parks and Rec, to put in that infrastructure so that human beings can interact with nature. That's the core of our mission. And so we are not contradicting our master plan, and we are not contradicting our dog park guidelines when we look at the natural environment to insert these things into. Now, if there's a situation where something needs to be set aside, that's taken on a case-by-case basis. But when you talk out in the public about natural lands versus conservation lands, reiterate that Nick Hammond is the expert. He knows his stuff, and he's set aside and separated out all of the conservation lands from what was possible to be looked at for a dog park. He did his homework. And so none of those lands were included in the possibilities. Greta has a question. Can't hear you. Are you muted? Is she muted because of feedback, maybe? We cannot hear Greta.
I'll get up and yell.
There you are. Okay.
Now, my computer again. So conservation futures land, maybe that's a third topic, but they often have trails in them, on them, I guess, is the proper term.
So that's land that's purchased. We might need you, Nick. Yeah, my understanding is that's land that's been purchased with conservation futures land, but it isn't necessarily designated as conserved land to be prioritized for wildlife only. Is that correct?
Yes. I think Greta and Jennifer, one of the things you've pointed out here, Greta, is that we need to further define the distinction between conservation futures properties, land that's dedicated specifically for conservation use, and then natural lands. Really what we mean by conservation area is something that's deed restricted for the specific use of being conserved, and conservation futures kind of floats the two together. So we will take the stab at defining this in a very prescriptive way to make sure we can be right about what is a natural land and what is a conservation property where we're actively engaged in conservation activity.
Thank you, Nick.
Yeah,
So-
we don't have all the answers for you today, but
I
we
know.
will.
And I didn't expect you to, but I just wanted to let the park board know that you did your homework and set aside that conservation land. And again, Conservation Futures is a fund, but not necessarily the same thing as conservation land. That there is room in natural lands for infrastructure to be put in so that humans can interact with their environment, because that's the purpose, and that is the rec of Parks and Rec. As you can see, we need a kind of a glossary of terms, and Nick is working on that, and that's not quite ready yet. But as you're out in the public, let people know that what we were talking about was actually correct last meeting. Okay, enough about that. So Nick Sumner had to leave, speaking of conservation futures, but I know Barb Ritchie has a Parks Foundation report.
So excited, thank you. So I have 4 items to report on. As you know, Yvonne Trudeau is our new executive director, and she wanted to share with you that we're scheduled to meet regarding the dog park with the Park Foundation, and city staff are working first. Amazon Smiles is a program. She always likes to talk about holiday shopping. So this is an opportunity for the community to support Spokane Parks. And so they're offering an Amazon Smile. So it's a 0.5% off your eligible purchase that you can round up to Spokane Parks Foundation. So not that I'm encouraging a lot of Amazon shopping, but because I like to talk about our local, but you can go on Amazon and do both, I guess. Riverfront Park tree lighting ceremony is coming up on November 26th from 4 to 6. And the foundation will actually be having a table there to meet and greet everybody and raising money for the parks as well as the butterflies. So back to the butterflies. Finally, the grant application for our community deadline into the Parks Foundation is November 30th, and their end-of-year board meeting is Wednesday, December 7th. That's the end of my report.
Great, Barb. And just to clarify, the dog park you were talking about is the one in Riverfront Park.
Correct. I'm sorry. Yes, not that dog park. Right.
Riverfront
Another
Park.
dog park.
Right.
We love the dogs.
Multiple
Okay.
dog park
Yes.
situations. All right.
Thank you.
Yep. Thanks, Barb. Okay, Mr. Jones.
All right, well, perfect. I just want to, again, thank the staff for another great month as we transition from summer to fall to a quick winter. And just to highlight again, a big thanks to all the golf staff, golf pros, for a great season as we wrap that up, and congratulate Mark Gardner on another 5 years. He's been a great partner for many years, and really aligning our mission with his mission together. And speaking of dog parks, just a couple to recognize. So we have a division head, department head quarterly meeting, and Nick Hammond was recognized yesterday by our city administrator and the mayor on the outstanding community outreach, research, data collection, and information that was put together for our dog park study. Many have said this is the most robust outreach process that they've ever seen when we're looking at projects and the data and information that was collected. So thanks again, Nick, for your leadership on that, and it's being recognized everywhere. The ice season, the ice is ready. It does open the 19th, November 19th, all right? So just a little clarification there. And then a special shout out, Russ Anderson. He was our electrician in under park operations for 30 plus years, is now retired. So I just want to wish him well on his journey and his next chapter in his life. And then also I just want to thank, we always plan for the worst and hope for the best when we had the windstorm and the change of the weather. So I just really want to appreciate our park operations and urban forestry team. We were prepared Friday night into the weekend. Al Vorderbruggen was taking that lead for us from park operations. Luckily, we did not see any significant damage that Friday night, so that is great news there. Also, Riverfront Parks Winter Market returns on Wednesdays beginning November 30th, and then also, this Saturday, the 12th, we have volunteers from the Inland Northwest Conservancy and the Friends of Palisades that will be working with our staff on rehabbing the burn. So if you remember, we had a pretty significant wildfire that spread over about 40 acres of park land over the summer. And so we'll be starting to reseed, plant some forbs, and then also some trees as well. So that's a great volunteer event this Saturday. And then, of course, last but not least, a great day tomorrow and Veterans Day. So just a big shout out and thank you for our current men and women, and then those who have this served and passed for their sacrifices for our country. So we appreciate you.
Yes, indeed. So any other comments, questions? Hearing none, I will adjourn the meeting at 4:23. Thank you, everybody. And if you come in person, you get treats, people. So think about that. We would love to see your faces.
You get to see us.
Yeah. Thanks, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.